Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Brett's Brain. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of getting to profitability as a startup. I'm Brett Roll, former entrepreneur, current venture capitalist. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, and tell your other founder friends because our goal here is to help entrepreneurs succeed in their journey. Profitability. In the current macro and what's been going on the last couple of years, you hear investors and entrepreneurs and everybody that's giving advice out there talk about got to get to profitability, path to profitability, how can you be profitable, when are you going to be profitable. So how important is it really? Well, it's actually a two-sided sword, if you will, right? Like there's pluses and minuses. And because usually when you push towards profitability, you have to give up on something else. And usually what you're giving up on is growth and the ability to invest in things that will help you go faster. And so that's a real give, and it's actually a really important trade-off that you have to understand and to understand the repercussions of it. But why? Let's start with profitability. Why is profitability so important? Well, it's because you control your own destiny. In times like right now, where in a macro, it's really hard to raise subsequent rounds. Goalposts have moved. What you have to get to has changed. Valuations have come down. You're going to take more dilution. If you're profitable, you will never have to raise capital again. If you can continue to grow, if you continue to build your business based on your profits, well, you control your own destiny, like I said. And so you're not beholden to anybody else. And that's a really powerful place to be. Now, on the flip side of it, if you only have your profits to continue to invest in your business and grow, it's going to be slow growth in all likelihood. You're not going to be able to invest lots of money and go faster. If you have a, CAC to LTV of a 3-to-1 ratio, where every dollar you spend, you can make $3 and more money for your business, then why wouldn't you want to raise capital and put it all into your business and, for a time, become unprofitable again? And so it is a trap. The other problem with getting to profitability is that how do you ever get out of that slow growth mode? And it's not like if you just get to profitability, I think there's a misnomer right now, whereas if you get to profitability, you're going to be able to raise that next round of capital. And that's just not true. To raise your next round of capital, you're going to have to show really good margin metrics, which could include profitability, and you're going to have to maintain amazing growth metrics. You're going to have to show that 3x year on year, or even potentially more from a growth perspective, 20% month over month, 25% month over month growth in order to raise that round of capital. So don't believe that if you get to profitability, you're going to be able to magically raise your next round of capital. You still have to have the growth. And so what is happening and has happened to a lot of startups is they push to profitability, but then they get stuck at 20% annual growth and they're never able to raise venture capital again, or they're flat, but they're profitable. And then you're kind of stuck in this meandering world where your current investors aren't going to be happy because you're not growing quickly and you're not going to ever really have true venture outcomes for them, but you're also not able to bring in new capital, which will enable you to try and go fast. And so if you do push to profitability as a founder, make sure you remember you still have to be able to maintain growth, or you have to be able to tell yourself a story or come up with a strategy where we're going to get to profitability and then we're going to be able to turn this dial or turn this thing on, which is going to begin to ramp up our growth where we get back to the point where we can have growth that demonstrates that we are venture backable again, which unlocks future round of capital. So you're not just getting profitability for profitability's sake, and then you kind of stay at, $1 million in ARR and you're stuck at $1 million and you're break even and you're kind of running this company that you didn't want to run as a venture-backed startup founder because you wanted to run and build something that's high growth. So keep that in mind. So sometimes it's worth taking that risk, which will make it so you can't get to profitability because you think it is going to lead to that crazy growth that's going to unlock that next round of capital. It's always a trade-off, but you can't sacrifice growth for the sake of profitability and expect to be able to raise capital and continue to build that world-changing company. Hopefully this was helpful. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, and ask us questions so we can help you in your entrepreneurial journeys.